Hello YouTube, this is Richard, founder of ShortTermRentalSecrets.com and Airbnb Superhost. Welcome back to this week's session of questions and answers by viewers like yourself that have left comments below. So if you have questions that you'd like answered, go ahead and leave a comment below. Let's get started. How do you handle multiple calendars? Airbnb, VRBO, and perhaps others. When people are booking the same place on Airbnb or VRBO, can they see that the place was already booked? Answer to that is no. How do you deal with that? So this question about the syncing of multiple calendars is really complex and challenging. I'm not going to get into the mechanics of it all, but there is two-way syncing that you can enable between Airbnb and HomeAway/VRBO, and I believe others like Booking.com. But it's imperfect, and I've learned the hard way that you need to manually check it constantly and make sure that there's not problems. Let me give you a step back and talk about the way that I work through this. I have a virtual assistant that I've trained in all of this. We've created templates. She handles all of the calendars and the automated template responses. Anything that's beyond a templated response, she elevates to me, and I give direct contact and answers to either her or the guests themselves. But when it comes to calendars, the technology is imperfect. And what I mean by that is when somebody makes an inquiry on HomeAway, like, hi, I'm interested in your place, is it available? HomeAway does something on their end that makes the listing look as like tentative, and that tentative status gets sent to Airbnb's calendar and marks it blocked. So I've looked through the Airbnb calendar in the past and seen reservations and blocked periods and questioned that, and then gone to HomeAway only to find that it's actually open. And so I've had to manually release those dates on Airbnb because, again, I'm on two platforms because I want both platforms to have equal opportunity to get me a guest and get more revenue. And so there's no solution that's perfect. The best solution is to always be checking things yourself and manually, verifying that the technology is working. And I've even had a terrible situation which resulted in a double booking. And let me just walk you through that. And this is where you have to be manually involved. So there was a Airbnb, there was a reservation on HomeAway that got canceled. It turns out, after we did all this figuring out and calls and emails and everything, that it was a mistake on HomeAway's part. Some other guest contacted HomeAway and told them that they needed to cancel a reservation. The person that was entering it at HomeAway mixed up two numbers. And so as a result of that, they canceled me. The guest that was scheduled to stay there contacted us and said, why'd you cancel me? We said, we didn't cancel you, you canceled. And as it turns out, in that period of time when we were trying to figure out who canceled and why we canceled and so on and so forth, the calendar on Airbnb opened up. And so somebody instant booked a date. We were busy doing this other stuff with HomeAway and that guest, and we didn't, figure it all out. And then we went ahead and we reinstated the HomeAway reservation with the guest's approval and HomeAway's. We reinstated the error that they made, and so now we had the place double booked. We had an instant booking on Airbnb, and we had the HomeAway. And so the moral in all this is, if you know that you're dealing with some issue, make sure that the dates are blocked until the issue is resolved. If there's a tentative hold put on by HomeAway, make sure that you unblock those dates on Airbnb. And so even though there's technology, nothing beats your two eyes or your assistant's two eyes to stay on top of it. Listing on multiple platforms is really potentially profitable, and it's a good idea, but it also comes with some downside, and that is the risk of double bookings and the risk of blockings and the risk of frustration. But with paying a lot of attention, you can overcome it, as I do. Next question. Hi, we just started hosting on our Airbnb. Our question is, how often do we need to change sheets for every guest? What should we do if there's a same-day turnover? Thanks, your answer will help a lot. Wow, I didn't mean this to be a plug, but we actually have a solution because we face the exact same problem. So in order of your questions, yes, you must change the sheets and wash the sheets between every guest. Every guest, just like at a hotel, is expecting a clean set of sheets, clean set of towels, clean pillowcases. The duvet cover needs to be changed or cleaned periodically. I don't think that's every single guest, unless there's obviously stains or makeup or anything that just doesn't look professional. Then you'd want to clean it, even if you had just cleaned it the time before. You want it to look clean and professional. Regarding same-day turnover, I had the exact same problem. I found that the dryer was always the bottleneck. We had a video here. Charles, do me a favor and link or do something so that people can see it. But basically, we tested some technology that is quick drying, and now I use sheets that save 40% in electric or gas costs, and they also are 30 or 40% faster in drying, so that saves valuable time for same-day turnover. So we'd really appreciate it if you try these sheets. If you like them, go ahead and comment and review them. But it's working great for me, and we've had dozens of people buying them on our website and that are viewers of this channel for the exact same reasons. And that's why we introduced them. So I hope that's helpful. If guests break the plates or wine glasses, can we take the money off the deposit, right? And the answer is technically yes. However, I'm not sure it's really worth your time or energy. I think a better place to start would be to make sure that the stuff that you put in your Airbnb listing is like meant for everyday use and for guests and so on. Yes, you're right. You can go ahead and do that, and you can subtract the $12 or whatever the number is, but it's going to be a hassle with Airbnb. You're going to upset the guest. I'm sure it was an accident. If it was deliberate, somebody had a party and everything is trashed, yes. If somebody was loading the dishwasher and the wine glass broke, I personally just chalk that up as a cost of doing business. And then I also spend time and energy, and we've selected some suggestions that are durable, right? Like, so the stuff that a hotel uses is different than you might use in your own home, and it's based on things like durability. And at the same time, I would encourage you to take your prized possessions, your valuables, your fine china, anything that has real meaning, and even though you think people are going to treat it well, just put that in a locked closet somewhere and take that off, and then just put out stuff that you care much less about. What kind of questions do you ask people without reviews? I tend to receive 4-star instead of 5-star reviews from this group only. They also tend to complain as well. Look, I think it's a really interesting question, and introducing guests to Airbnb as a company is a challenge and then also an opportunity. So the better hosts we are, the more likely they are to think highly of you, of your place, and of Airbnb in general. That said, your point is well taken. I've had many instances where people come and they've never stayed at an Airbnb and they don't exactly know what to expect. And in fact, I hear people that are booking on booking.com in particular think it's almost like a hotel. Maybe it's because in the booking.com results, your place is there amongst the Marriott and the Hilton and so on. And so I've had people say that when they stay at when a booking.com guest stays with them, they ask about room service and dry cleaning and hotel type amenities. So the type of questions that I ask when somebody's inquiring about it is, what brings you to the area? What are you coming for? How many people are traveling? Have you ever stayed in a VRBO before? Just trying to get a sense for where they are on the learning curve, and really trying to suss out are they going to be a good fit or not? And the language that I use are things like, look, we really care about a great guest experience. I'm asking you these questions because I want to assure a good mutual fit for you and for us to make sure that we're both happy. And that's the way I tend to couch all of my questions. I've watched this video before, and here I come again because it's so meaningful. I've been analyzing other listings in my area. One of them is doing a great job replying with every one of the reviews, but I've also noticed they're taking the negative reviews too personally, sarcastically attacking the guests back, saying next time you should go to a Hilton, and that in my opinion is really bad. And I couldn't agree more. You always want to be the utmost professional. You want to take the upper road, never stoop to that level, and don't say anything personal. In fact, when I have a bad review, I oftentimes will apologize. I'll say, I'm so sorry it didn't meet your expectations. And then I try and turn something powerful and positive so that people that are thinking about staying at my place see that 1, I'm professional, and 2, that I'm upbeat, and 3, that I'm conscientious and I care. And so that positive statement might be like, I always strive to make sure that my guests have a great time and stay. I'm really disappointed that I didn't meet with your approval and satisfaction. But that said, I do take comfort from the fact that hundreds of other people have had a great stay, and I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing unless you can offer some more positive feedback that is constructive or something like that, where again I'm saying, I'm really sorry, I take it really seriously, I'm being professional, I apologize that it didn't work for you. That said, I take comfort from that I'm doing something right, and if you have some more candid feedback or something, please contact me because I'm always looking to learn. And if I read that review, I would think that that's a host that I really want to stay with, and he's going to listen to me, he's open for suggestions and feedback, and overall is a positive professional. That's what I agree with you 100%. Going negative doesn't benefit you in the least. In fact, it's harmful. So that's it. I hope you found this segment helpful. Again, to the extent that you have questions that you have and you want answered, put them in the comments below. We're going to keep doing this, and if you don't have questions, I want to hear your feedback. What's good? What's bad? Do you want longer videos, shorter videos, more questions, less questions? Whatever it is, just talk to us. We really thrive on your comments. It gives us the energy and the fuel to keep going, so we really appreciate it. That, and of course, like the video, please, and also subscribe.